It's the million-dollar question, isn't it? What's going to happen to this thing this year? Because I've seen a lot of people in my comment section, dead game, dead game, dead game. But, of course, everyone's bringing up the No Man's Sky comparison. And No Man's Sky never could recapture the type of hype and excitement it had before its release, but it's turned into a really solid game and has somewhat of a healthy player base now. And Cyberpunk was like the most hyped game since Red Dead Redemption 2. And yes, that ended up being a bad thing for it because of all the developer lies. But can we trust CDPR to have somewhat of a renaissance for this thing in the new year? Because like you guys have heard me say, this thing has potential. It still has a lot of potential, and for me, look, the bugs and the glitches, they're super annoying and discouraging, but for me, what completely deflates me and disappoints me the most about this game is the world. Like, everybody who says you should have lowered your expectations, it is not too high of an expectation in 2020, now 2021, to ask for NPCs that are smarter than a board of wood. Okay, that is not too much of an expectation. It's not too much of an expectation to ask for some mini games to do around Night City, to be able to sit down and have a bite to eat. That's not too high of an expectation. And of course, we're gonna see this month one of the big patches that they were planning, because all the hot fixes were 15 gigs to 17 gigs, which is pretty big in and of itself. But now, CDPR promised in January, February, we're gonna get the big patches. This is going to be step one to seeing if this game can be saved. Because once the big patches roll out, how much do they actually fix, correct, and improve the game? And also, don't forget that CDPR announced that free DLC is going to be coming early 2021. So, if you ask me, that's going to be similar to The Witcher 3's free DLC, where it's pretty minor stuff, but improves the game and makes it more fun and enjoyable. And if CDPR really wants to have a chance of this game kind of having a second life, a second wind, they need to make sure that this game is in better shape for when the next gen upgrades come out. And I'm not just talking about performance, because even if the performance and the bugs and glitches, a lot of them are fixed by the time the next gen version rolls around, that doesn't change the fact that when the player says, okay, I want to take a bit of a break from the side quests and the main missions, there's nothing to do. It doesn't change that fact. And don't forget that CDPR also has a multiplayer Cyberpunk in the works, supposedly for 2022. I think you park that. Forget about that, even just for a little bit, so you can make the single player experience as best as it can possibly be. And also don't forget about the single player paid DLC that is most likely going to be coming to this game. Something like Crystal Palace, which is the space station. Again, you guys have heard me mention it. All the locations that are blocked off to the player right now. We don't have anything for you just yet. I mean, there's the Orbital Air Space Station, right? There's the casino found a few days ago. And the possibilities are endless for storyline DLC, okay? But to me, I don't just want more story content for the DLC, because the story content is already amazing. The story of Cyberpunk was fantastic. The character development, all the missions and everything was great. The problem, like I said before, is the world. So I would love it if this DLC could maybe add some cosmetic shops, like barber shops, for example. Some futuristic mini games, maybe an arcade of sorts. New types of vehicles. It should be a crime that we are not allowed to drive around in those like space vehicles that MaxTac is able to drive in. This also gives them a chance to expand the Badlands. I love the Badlands. I spent a lot of time out there, but it is dull, okay? It's so bland. And it really, and I know it's a desert. Yeah, I know it's a desert, but look at a game like Fallout New Vegas, or even like Red Dead Redemption 2. I get it's not exactly desert, but some type of a bare area that on the surface would seem boring. You can do a lot with that, and I really think that they should go for either a Fallout vibe out in the Badlands, or maybe like a Mad Max vibe out there. Add some more activity and things to do, some more juice out in the Badlands. We need it, right? Because right now, other than seeing Pan Am, there's no reason to go out to the Badlands. Even the smaller things that they can add in patches, and I get it, yes, you do want to be careful because you don't want to add something that breaks 3 other things in the game. But like, I mean, new stealth takedown animations, for example, that could be added in an update because they showed it off in like some old gameplay trailers. Just show the fans that you are listening to them and that you were serious about what you said a few weeks ago when you said, oh, the cost of fixing our reputation doesn't matter, we will do it. Show us, okay? Show us, CDPR. Even something like adding a new romance option for each orientation. That's something that would be more DLC-like, I understand, but still, it shows that you're listening to the fans. But yeah, guys, I mean, look, it all comes back to fixing the core performance of the game, and I get it. We want improved frame rate, especially on the last gen of consoles. We want the bugs and the glitches to go away. But lately, because now, dude, I'm up to 135 hours of this game, and I just can't help but think, like, wow, I mean, I have to restart a playthrough. Dude, I've done all 3 playthroughs now, and all the side content. And I know some of you are going to be thinking, okay, well, that's why you're just having Cyberpunk burnout. No, dude. I mean, if I could take a break from the side content, trust me, I would. But there's nothing. And it's such a shame because this isn't a game that's only the Badlands. Then I would maybe give it a pass. This is Night City, dude. This is supposed to be one of the most vibrant, lively cities in all of gaming. Remember they advertised it as like, oh, the next generation of open world gaming. This is the PS2 generation of open world gaming. And the game almost tricked me because the story content and side content is so good that I was forgetting about that for a little bit. But you guys know how much I love my open worlds. And unless they fix this world, not just the bugs and the glitches, the world, I can't see myself really coming back. And look, Cyberpunk will always be big news when it improves something. But the reality of the situation is 2021 is going to be an amazing year for gaming, and there's going to be a lot of awesome games coming out this year, especially in the open world genre. So if these guys want to stay relevant and really want to extend the life cycle and make this thing as big of a brand as they imagined it to be, they got a TV series coming, you've got the multiplayer that was supposed to be in the works, DLCs for years that were supposed to be coming out. Like, they wanted this thing to be a brand. And if they don't want this thing to die, they absolutely need to listen to the fans here. That's what I'm worried about. I'm worried they're just going to say, okay, we'll just fix the performance of the game and everybody's going to love us again. No. It needs to go farther than that. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me on this one. What do you think? Can this game be saved in 2021? And let me know your experience with the game so far and how many hours you put in there. Okay guys, I'll leave you guys on this. See you next time.